What is your American dream?
My American dream is for everyone to walk around freely and comfortable and not being afraid to show who they are.
My American dream is to help my people from my community.
My American dream is for people to be aware of different cultures and traditions and to be respectful of each other, of all those differences, because America is actually built by immigrants. We are all immigrants in this country.
My American dream is to continue doing what I'm doing and educating people about who we are as Mexicans, what we have to contribute to this country, and we are part of this country. Let's not forget that.
My American dream is for everybody to know that I'm not a bad man, that I'm really capable to do a lot of stuff in the best way possible, always with love, with respect, and with that passion that is a characteristic of us Mexicans.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! Julian, put 2 minutes on the clock, please. Okay, Brad.
Wait. We're gonna do a speed round, Sam?
Yes, we are. We're gonna see how many questions we can do in 2 minutes.
Where'd you get these questions from?
They're my special questions, all right? They're all about immigration. Don't you worry.
All right. Let's do it.
Okay, Julian, the speed round graphic, please.
Okay. We're doing a speed round graphic too?
Yes, we're official, Brad.
All right. Groundhog Sam is going to ask me as many questions as he can in 2 minutes for me to answer your immigration questions, or at least Groundhog Sam's immigration questions. All right, Sam, we're going to answer as many questions as we can in 2 minutes. I'm not sure where you got these questions from, but I hope they are legitimate immigration questions. I want to help people. If I'm gonna waste my time with you, at least hopefully we help some people, okay?
It's not wasting time, Brad. It's never wasted time with
All
me.
right, well,
These are legit.
all right, let's just hope we help people and you have some legitimate questions there.
Yes.
Okay, you ready?
Ready.
Okay, Julian, where's our speed round? Okay, you're gonna start, Julian, on Groundhog Sam's voice. It's all you, Sam.
Brad, how many pretzels do I have
Pretzels?
to pay
What?
the Department of Homeland Security to pick up Groundhog George and get him deported?
Wait. First of all, you can't pay Department of Homeland Security pretzels.
Why not?
All right, and George, you don't want to get your friends deported.
You know what? George could be very, very trying.
Wait, wasn't George born here in New York?
Perhaps.
You can't deport an American anyway, and you're not going to call the Department of. We don't help people get deported. We help people from not getting deported.
Well, he's a groundhog. It's different, isn't it? Let's deport George.
No. You're not deporting George. And number one, Department of Homeland Security is not deporting animals. All right, they're not coming for groundhogs. All right, let's do a different question. Come on. Be serious.
All right, here we go. How long would it take for me to get a K-1 visa for Pippa in Thailand so she can come here and be with me?
A K-1 for a fiance?
Yes, she's my fiance.
You can't get a K-1 for Pimpa for 2 reasons.
One.
One, you're a groundhog and she's a
Prairie dog.
All right, so there's no K-1 visas for animals.
The most beautiful prairie dog in the world, Dad.
And 2, even if there was a K-1 visa for a prairie dog, you've never met Pimpa.
Oh.
They're never going to approve a K-1 visa for if you never met the person you're going to marry.
You mean it wouldn't be very bona fide, would it?
It would not be bona fide at all. She doesn't even know who you are.
Well, she will someday, Brad. I'm just thinking ahead.
All right, last question.
All right. So, I would like to get an E2 visa so I can open up a pine cone boutique. I'm going to have pine cones from everywhere, all over the world. It's going to be amazing. Can I get an E2 visa?
You don't need an E2 visa. You're already in New York and you were born in Pennsylvania. You don't need E2 visas for people in another country, investors. Oh, come on, Sam. We just did 2 minutes.
Wait,
and
but
we already missed the 2 minutes. We didn't answer any questions.
Yeah, but you Belgium can always do it anyway. I have one more.
All right, quickly.
Once I open my pine cone boutique, what kind of visa will I need for George so he can work there too?
Wait a second. George was born in America.
Yes. But the thing is that once I have him deported, I'm going to need a visa so I can get him back here.
Oh, come on, Sam. This is ridiculous. You're not getting him deported. He doesn't need a visa to come back.
I want him to get, I'm thinking an A visa.
An A visa?
Yeah.
That's for a diplomat.
No, Brad, it's not. An A visa is not for a diplomat. It's for annoying, which is George.
Oh, come on, Sam. All right, Sam, this is ridiculous. Let's start our show, Sam. Tell everybody what they missed yesterday.
Does this mean I'm not going to be able to do the speed round with you?
What do you think?
Okay, I'll stick to my position. Hello, everybody! Did you miss yesterday's episode of Brad Show Live? Well, in case you did, Brad went up to Harlem to meet Dale Cole, who is Brad's client. And after Brad got him his green card, he opened up a Jamaican restaurant in Harlem named Daps Eats. It was so cool. I got to go there too. I was a little late. Brad got to talk to Dale about his immigration story, discuss his case, and get to see this fine restaurant he has opened and taste all the delicious food. And I will tell you, from what I saw and tasted, it was divine, and I highly recommend you go there. Anyway, now is the time you have all been waiting for. It's time for Brad Show Live, starring Brad, Bernstein, and co-host Belgium Kim and Yonathan Elias. Enjoy! All right, Yo-Yo's back today, so I guess I'm sticking behind the camera. Oh well.
All right, welcome to, I can't even talk anymore. Welcome to Brad Show Live. It is Wednesday, June 5th, 2019. Wednesday is hump day here on Brad Show Live. I am joined as usual by Belgium Kim. How are you? And Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias.
Yo.
What's going on?
What's up?
How was your little vacay in LA? Good?
My vacation was amazing. I was with my family, so it's always a great time.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And let's say hello to Mia Montauk. How are you? And Lynn Brown saying hello to us. Willie L. Williams, Ma Dukes, Angela Barrett watching on Facebook, as well as, who else we got here? Nezzy Wants More, and Melissa Robinson watching. Vanny Boo, First Lady Hewitt, Marcia McCullough, Myrtle Ray. Welcome everybody on Facebook and on YouTube. Back it up, Ricky. Starting us off on YouTube. Arlene Lucis, Ja Love, Tally, Donald Horton, Carol, the Top Cat, Tigress 2 Anderson, who in about 30 seconds we're going to learn about, and Kate Malumba, Renee Bryson, Tracy B, and the whole Brad Squad on Facebook and YouTube. Welcome, everybody. And Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias and Belgium Kim. I have Carol. My cards are all mixed up for a second.
Whoa.
I have Carol, the Top Cat Tigress, or Carol Anderson, the Tiger. That's how she's known on Facebook.
Yeah.
And on YouTube, it's Carol, the Top Cat 2 Anderson in the Brad Squad Spotlight today.
Yes.
Now, let me tell you a little bit about our friend Carol,
Tell us.
who watches every day and is very, very, very active in the comment section.
Yes.
There she is.
Man, yes.
She's extraordinarily active in the comment section.
delicious.
And one of our favorite members of the Brad Squad. We don't like to pick favorites, but if we were to secretly pick favorites,
She would be in
she
there.
would be up there. She is from Jamaica, but she now lives in the United States here with her family. She's married. She has 2 children, 3 grandchildren. Go back to that first picture. That woman in that first picture. That is not a woman with 3 grandchildren.
Grandma.
Right.
That is not a grandma.
Wow.
Okay. I would if she had 3 babies, I would say okay maybe. All right, but grandma no.
It's a hump day special for the Brad Squad
I guess
Spotlight.
so. She loves to motivate. She loves to be around uplifting individuals. Her favorite color, the tiger's favorite color. What do you think?
Yellow.
Blue.
Oh.
Okay. Does the tiger like even numbers or odd numbers?
Even.
And what do you think her favorite animal may be?
Tiger.
You got it!
Man.
And she works at a daycare center. She loves children. She loves life. And when asked how she found out about the Brad Show Live, she said, I used to listen to Brad on the radio, and one day I called, and he became my lawyer. That was the right choice I made because he gave me my American dream. He is my #1 lawyer, and I never will stop watching his show. It's amazing and very inspiring, interesting and informative.
Oh,
and by the
amazing.
way, Carol, that is also our comment of the day.
Right.
No kidding.
And that's great. I knew Carol was my client, but I didn't know if I was able to announce it. But I guess she gave us she gave us permission. Yes, I know Carol very well, but I did not know that she was a grandma of 3.
Yeah.
Or maybe she may have told me that, but I don't remember. That was the one thing. I also knew she loved tigers. I didn't know blue was her color. So I still found out.
And that she loves even numbers.
And she loves even numbers. I didn't know that
I
one
kind
either.
of figured that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Top Cat 2.
There you go, 2.
You're right. I didn't even realize that.
And most
You're right.
people, especially like from other countries, you want stuff even. Yeah.
Even numbers.
Odd is just.
Odd sounds
negative.
odd.
Odd sounds odd. Sounds negative.
Well, Belgium Kim and Yonathan Elias, before we get into our schmoozing and our hump day news, why don't you tell everybody to please share this and what they need to do?
Absolutely. All right, guys, we are here. It is the full team, finally, for the first time this week, the full team. So what we need you guys to do, especially on Facebook right now, is share. Everybody share right now. Everybody, the way to share, you guys already know, is press that little arrow that's pointing to the right. It says share right on top. Share that to anybody's page. You can share it to groups, any groups that you think might benefit from all the information that we will be talking about. And also, you guys have to share it in an inbox, so you can create a little group in the DMs and the inbox, and you can just share it straight there. It's real easy, all right? Now, of course, we want you guys to also start a watch party that will send a little ding notification to your entire friends list. So that's another way of sharing, but it's like actually better because your whole friends list actually sees it. And it's fun to interact with your friends and your family just in your little watch party, but also don't forget to come back to the Brad Squad because we need to hear everything you guys want to talk about, everything you think about, whatever is going on in your life, in the world. We love to hear it. So also comment in the section because interaction is very key. So like, love, smiley face, sad face, wow face, mad face, whatever you're feeling, make sure you do that in the on the video. All right, and what are we gonna do on YouTube?
On YouTube, the first thing that you need to do, if you have not done so already, is make sure that you're subscribed to the page. What are you thinking if you're not subscribed? And make sure you hit that little bell because that's when you know when we go live, because sometimes we don't even go on our regular time. Sometimes we do pop-ups, you never know. So make sure you hit that bell not to miss a single pop-up.
By the way, you want to surprise people. There's going to be a pop-up on Friday.
So much for that.
So much for the
hint
surprise.
spoiler.
Hint. Spoiler alert.
I went hint and you
Right.
went, I went subtle, Brad.
Yes, right. And so if you want to know when the pop-up's going to be, because we don't tell you when it's going to be.
Nope.
Right.
You got to subscribe to YouTube.
You gotta subscribe and you gotta hit that bell.
Continue, Kim. I didn't mean to
Wink,
interrupt
wink.
you.
No, you're good. Also, make sure that you are hitting that share button on YouTube. You're gonna copy that link and you're gonna paste it anywhere you can possibly paste a link. So that's gonna be in a WhatsApp message to groups that you're members of. You're gonna paste it in your Instagram bio and your Twitter, and you're gonna paste it absolutely everywhere to your best friend from high school that you haven't talked to in 12 years. Paste it to them and send it to them literally right now. It'll be a great conversation
icebreaker.
starter. Yeah, right?
Yes.
So make sure that you're telling us exactly how you think and feel in the comments. Of course, fam, we interact with you. And make sure that if you are asking questions on social media that you want Brad to answer, you need to ask them right now, because we don't always get through all of them, and it's first come, first serve. So ask your question here and now. And now is the time you guys have all been waiting for. It's my favorite part of the day, especially on Wednesdays. It's Schmoozing with Brad.
All right, so the House of Representatives.
Yes.
They passed. Now let's all not get carried away here. They passed the DREAM Act, but in order for it to become a law, it also has to pass the Senate,
right,
and it also has to be signed by Donald Trump.
Right.
Donald Trump said he is not going to sign it.
Right.
The Republican House would need at least 12 Republicans to join the 48 Democrats to pass it, because you need 60 votes in the House. I mean, in the Senate.
Yeah.
So it is possible that 12 Republicans in moderate states may want to vote in favor of it, but as of the moment, unless Donald Trump changes his mind, he will not sign it. The House Democratic-led chamber approved the sweeping immigration bill. They passed it by a vote of 237 to 187.
Wow.
7 Republicans in the House joined 230 Democrats in passing it. Under this bill, if you were under the age of 18 when you came to the United States, and you have lived in the United States continuously for 4 years, and you have a high school diploma or a GED, and you either go to college and learn and get a 2 or 4 year degree, or you join the military, or you are employed in a tax-paying job for 3 years, you would become a citizen of the United States of America. It would also provide for the people who have TPS from Haiti, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, as long as they do not have a felony conviction and they were residing in the United States for at least 3 years, a pathway to getting a green card. This is now the 3rd time that the DREAM Act has passed. It was first introduced in 2001 as a bill. It was debated for several years. Finally, in 2010, it passed the House of Representatives, but it did not get past the Senate to become a law. Barack Obama made an executive order to at least provide work permission and travel permission for these DACA recipients. Donald Trump tried to take it away when he became president. It was also turned down by the Republican Senate in 2014 and 15. It is now being litigated in the courts whether or not Donald Trump can take these benefits away that President Obama had provided in 2012. We will see what will happen, because if anybody remembers, about 6-9 months ago, Nancy and Chuck and Don met, and they had an agreement to give money for a wall and to pass the DREAM Act. And it was only 24 hours after they shook hands in the White House that Donald Trump said, I never made an agreement. I just want to build a wall. So we will see what happens. He seems to change his mind often. Perhaps this could be used as leverage to actually give money to build a wall. I personally, if given the choice between making lots and lots of people a pathway to citizenship, lots and lots of people a way to get a green card, we're talking millions of people, I'm happy to give Donald Trump some money for some for some cement.
Absolutely.
Yes. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Meanwhile, the Trump administration imposed new travel restrictions on Cuba, banning cruise ships.
I saw
the U.S.
that.
announced major new restrictions. I wanted to go to Cuba.
Did you?
Damn.
You didn't go fast enough.
Damn. I really did.
I feel like you had talked to me about
Now
that.
Jill says we can fly there. We just can't cruise there anymore.
Right.
What is the purpose of banning cruise ships from Cuba? I don't know, but they are blocking the most common way Americans are able to visit Cuba. And American tourism is not explicitly permitted in Cuba. However, Americans can travel to Cuba if it is covered under some specific categories, such as an organized group travel. And that was until Tuesday.
Right.
Now they can't do it anymore. Secretary Steve Mnuchin said in a statement that the restrictions are a result of Cuba continuing to playing a destabilizing role in the Western Hemisphere, providing a communist foothold in the region and propping up U.S. adversaries in places like Venezuela or Nicaragua. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if Cuba has the money to do that or not.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not I don't know for a fact if that's true or not.
Right.
I can't dispute it that they're not doing it.
Right.
They're certainly a communist country, but I think they're more of an authoritarian country and are allowing, and since they've opened up Cuba, it is becoming more of a capitalist society. Under President Barack Obama, the U.S. eased several restrictions with Cuba, permitting, among other things, educational tours, commercial air travel, and cruises of the island for American citizens. The United States also reopened its embassy in Havana, and Cuba reopened its embassy in Washington. We'll see how long those embassies stay open. And finally, a judge in Florida ordered nearly 36 counties in Florida to provide ballots in Spanish ahead of the 2020 election,
That's fantastic.
calling the issue a fundamental right for the state's voters.
Nice.
Now, if you remember, Florida is always the state. Florida is always the state. This could really change the election, actually.
Absolutely.
Because Florida is always the state that basically Florida, Pennsylvania, Ohio.
Ohio, yeah.
Those are the 3 states that basically vote the president in.
Right.
If you remember in 2000, Bush versus Gore, okay, Bush won Florida by under 200 votes
Right.
with the hanging Chad.
Right.
Florida always has issues. And they were
Always.
saying, and what this judge is saying, Judge Mark Walker, is that people who are U.S. citizens who did not have the ability to read a ballot properly in English were prevented from voting. And there were a lot of them. You can't assume that because you're a Spanish speaker, you're going to vote Democrat.
Right.
You actually can't assume that.
Right.
Absolutely.
There are
assume
a lot of Hispanic Republicans.
Absolutely.
A lot of them. They're very conservative in the way that they are very church-going.
Yeah.
They believe in their pro-life, many of them.
Yep.
So you can't just assume that because you speak Spanish or you're bilingual that you're going to be a Democrat.
That's true.
Now, U.S. District Court Judge Mark Walker expanded an early injunction last week requiring 32 additional counties to provide the Spanish language ballots. The decision arose from a lawsuit filed by the groups Latino Justice Demos and other voting rights organizations that said up to 30,000 Puerto Ricans living in Florida
Right.
faced unlawful hardship casting a ballot because of language barriers.
Good for them.
Now, if you remember, over tens of thousands of Puerto Ricans moved to Florida
Right.
because of the hurricane,
After
Right.
Hurricane
because
Maria, yeah.
Donald Trump didn't provide any hurricane relief.
Right.
Is that going to hurt Donald Trump now, come 2020?
That'll
Oh.
be really interesting.
Right,
To see.
we'll see how the Puerto
Especially
Ricans
with
vote there.
tens
Think
of
about
thousands
that.
Tens of
new Florida
thousands of Puerto
voters.
Ricans, and we know that Florida, the presidential election in Florida goes within a couple thousand, and in Bush
Right.
Gore was under 200.
So it can
200 votes in the entire state.
Plenty to swing an election.
Yes.
Woo.
All right, and finally, before we get to our hump news, we
Yeah.
have to get to our immigrant of the day.
Of course.
We have an immigrant of the day. It is immigration. It is immigrant of the day. But what is the month? It is
Immigrant heritage.
Immigrant Heritage Month.
Oh.
And we are celebrating Immigrant Heritage Month. Thank you very much, Kim.
No problem.
By going through who we believe
Yeah.
each particular day, Yonathan. Famous immigrants of the day.
I love
Today,
that.
it's Max Levchin.
Yeah.
Max Levchin. You know who this guy is?
No.
You don't know who he is. He's a Ukrainian-American computer scientist. He was born in Kiev to a Ukrainian Jewish family, and he moved to the United States in 1991. 7 years later, he co-founded a company that almost every person in the United States has used at least once in their life. Do you know what that company would be, Jonathan? Take a guess. What would be a computer company, not Google, not Facebook, okay, although Google was founded by immigrants.
Yeah.
What is a company that almost every American used at least once in their life?
Amazon.
No, but very good.
good
Very
guess.
good. He co-founded PayPal.
Oh.
Yes. His notable
Wow.
contribution to PayPal's anti-fraud efforts, and is also the co-creator of the Gauss-Beck-Levchin test, one of the first commercial implementations of the capture challenge response human test. You know, the one that says,
I hate these.
type in those things. He also did that as well.
Oh.
So he did that, and he did PayPal. He was an early investor in Yelp. And today,
Wow.
PayPal employs over 18,000 people and is currently valued at $215 billion company.
Dang.
In 2015, Levchin established the Levchin Prize, which annually awards 2 awards of $10,000 to people or teams who have provided significant contributions to real-world cryptography.
Nice.
And is announced at the Real World Crypto Conference. I will say, I hope Donald Trump is watching when he says there's no more room for immigrants in the United States.
Right.
Okay, we have plenty of room for immigrants in the United States.
Especially if they
we
doing
have
stuff
plenty
like
of
that.
people, plenty of immigrants who are industrious. You know, if you think about it, just if you think about it just logically, okay, who is going to come, okay, to the United States for economic opportunity?
Right.
Is it going to be some lazy bum who just wants
Come
to
on.
sit on their couch all day
No.
and pick their ears?
Exactly.
Or is it going to be somebody who says, you know what? I'm tired of sitting on my couch picking my ears.
Right.
I want to do something with my life.
Absolutely.
It's going to be the industrious person who gets off their ass and
Yes.
comes to America. It's going to be the smart person who figures out how to get to America. Okay? So when Donald Trump says we don't want the murderers and these bad people, I say we want all of them. Because those are going to be the most industrious.
Right.
Those are going to be the smartest because they figured out how to get here. Those are going to be the least lazy. Because the laziest thing you can do is just sit on your hammock and wherever you are in the
100%.
world.
You're coming
You know,
here
think
for
about
a
it.
reason. You're
Think
coming here
about
for
it,
a
right?
reason.
You're getting your best and brightest by coming.
And the fact that the immigration process is so complicated because we
That's
have an
right.
entire 2-hour show dedicated to it.
That is
Absolutely
correct.
every day.
Listen,
You've got to really want it to get here.
Coming from immigrant parents and immigrant, like my entire family are full of immigrants, and I see exactly what they went through to come to the States.
It's not
there's
easy.
no way you're gonna do all of that just to come and not do anything.
Right. Or you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna travel. All right, think about how people are getting here from Central America. We're talking about
Right.
Honduras.
100%.
People they're walking through Honduras. They're coming all the way over here to do all their killing and raping.
Right.
Why can't they just do their killing and raping where they are? Why do they need to come here to kill and rape? Right? I mean, if you're really a
That's
killer
facts.
and a raper
You're not
and you're a
traveling
murderer,
right.
You don't
all right,
need
you don't
to
need
go
to
through
you don't need to
that.
go through all this
Yeah.
hell to come here
No.
to go
Absolutely.
kill and rape. You can go kill and rape in your own country.
And you know, to Yonathan's point, to the immigrants that are here today, for me, the fact that I'm the only one of my family in this country, all of my family members are in another country, the fact that I'm here makes me grind harder every
Right.
single day because I know that I'm sacrificing time with my family to be
Right.
here and make my dreams come
Facts.
true. So that means that you grind harder as an immigrant in this country because you know what you're giving up by not being home.
That part.
And Yo-Yo, by the way, Vanny Boo Nisbeth is asking you a question. She wants to know where your parents are from.
My mom is Eritrean and Ethiopian, and my dad is Nigerian.
All right, and with that, I think I hear the camels coming out of the camels coming out of the cages.
Get 'em out.
Because today is Hump Day. There he
Yeah.
is. There he is. It's Hump Day. Jonathan.
Oh gosh.
Jonathan, it turns out that that they have decided who has the sexiest accent in the United States of America.
Oh, I know.
Who do you think has the second? Like if you hear a sexy, not like a French because that's not
No.
right. What state?
New York.
New York has the Hey, you're
They
so,
like it.
You're so hot, you can melt all this stuff.
They like New York.
You can melt. That's me.
That's you.
I got the sexiest accent. Kim, you're so hot, you can melt all this stuff here.
That's right, Brad.
Right.
That does.
Well,
Oh,
Jonathan,
ladies.
it turns out you are not correct.
I know it's one of the top.
Yes, the sexiest accent is the Texan Southern drawl. It turns out that more people like that dialect, according to a travel company, a new survey of 1.5 million social media followers. The report describes the typical Texan's twang as a Southern accent with a twist, featuring strong R's and plenty of howdies. Howdy!
That's not sexy to me.
Yeah, Belgium Kim. Howdy!
No, also not sexy.
Not
to
sexy.
Me.
Howdy.
Also,
Not
That's
to me
why
either.
I want to know. I want to know who exactly, what the demographics were actually voting for this,
that
because
point, a lot of white people.
what?
Now the second sexiest.
Because I see what everybody else is saying in these comments, and most of them are saying New York.
But
Yeah,
most of them are also from New York,
Yeah,
and
all right,
that's
now
why.
the second sexiest accent, according to the survey, is Boston. Yes, that's where Mark Wahlberg, I can't even do the Boston accent, comes from. The Boston accent is park your car in Harvard Yard.
That's sexy.
That's sexy. It sounds retarded, doesn't it?
No, that's not sexy.
That's not sexy. I'm going to park my car in Harvard Yard.
Who's doing this?
That's why I said demographic.
And meanwhile, New York City came in third.
That's what I knew.
Jonathan.
It was top 3.
Yeah.
There we
And
go.
rounding out the top 10 were Maine, Chicago, Mississippi, Hawaii. I didn't even know Hawaii had an accent.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah,
they
Hawaii
have a
is
nice
sexy.
accent.
Yeah,
See,
Hawaii's
I
a
would
sexy
say
accent.
Hawaii before Texas or Boston. What?
Yeah.
Boston, yeah.
Now the least sexy accent.
I'm so excited about this.
The
The least. Would it be somewhere
This
in
is the
South?
stupidest. I don't believe this is fake news.
Long Island?
This is fake news. It's Long Island. Fake news.
Is it really?
It's where I'm from, Long Island. The least sexy accent. It's pronounced Long Island.
It even said it in the article.
Long Island.
But then, so what?
The
You're not
least
counting
sexy.
Long Island in New York?
No, that's completely
So-
different.
Different
Completely
accents, and
different.
it's true.
It
They are
is.
different accents.
I think they're talking more like Brooklyn,
Yeah. The
Harlem,
least sexy accent.
Queens.
Long Island.
Long Island. That's
How is
dumb.
Boston 2 and Long Island last?
I will honestly feel like Boston should be 49.
Yeah.
Minnesota was in the bottom 3 too.
What accent do they have?
Minnesotan. Like
Minnesotan?
They do old.
Yeah.
They do
What is
old.
it, like
It's very
Canada?
Canadian. It's
Oh.
kind of Canadian.
You ever see the movie Fargo? It's kind
Yes.
of like that.
Yeah,
It's kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. It's kind of like that. So,
I like, you know what? I like New Orleans accents.
you know what?
I love New Orleans accents.
I'm with Venice. I'm offended. Venice says I'm offended.
What is she offended by? The Long Island?
Yeah,
'Cause
but
that's
obviously
actually
she's
real
from Long.
funny.
I don't know. She's offended about the whole thing.
Well, Long Island, I mean, let's be real. It ain't sexy. It's a fun accent, but that ain't a sexy.
It's fun, but
it's
not-
festive.
Did you say it's festive?
It's festive. It ain't sexy. Let's be real.
Long Islander wishing you a Merry Christmas really makes you put you in the spirit.
Meanwhile,
Willie Williams said Mississippi.
meanwhile, in South Dakota,
Yeah.
which does not have a sexy accent.
No, also no.
Brady Fuchs, 25 years old. He was just recently charged with second-degree burglary for possession of stolen property after stealing $500 worth of a couple sex toys over a 2-year period. Now, according to the sheriff's deputy, Brian McGuire, he responded to a call after a couple set up a surveillance camera to find out what was happening to their vibrators. Every time they went out and bought a vibrator, it went missing in their home. So one day they went to the store, and not only did they buy the vibrator, they said, we're gonna buy a hidden camera and we're going to capture the vibrator thief. It turns out that the vibrator thief is Brady Fuchs. He took a bunch of sex toys. Every time there was a vibrator purchased, he would break into these people's homes and steal it. The sheriff did not mention whether Fuchs knew the couple that he was allegedly stealing the vibrators from. The toys all were found at Fuchs's residence after McGuire was granted a search warrant. The search warrant was issued after he was caught on videotape breaking into the people's home and stealing the vibrator.
I can't.
I cannot.
That's just so random.
So random.
Why? I need to know why.
Why?
Why would
But
you
it-
keep
but
breaking
you-
into the same people's homes
And taking the poor
and
people's
taking their vibrator
vibrators.
stash?
And how many times are they going to these sex stores and buying vibrators?
I don't know, but they
Every
bought.
time.
Well, how much? I don't know how much a vibrator is. I guess $29, $50, $80.
I feel like they're expensive.
He stole over $500. So he had to have broken into their home at least
5 times? Yeah.
5 to 10 times over a 2-year period, right?
That is so
If he was
weird.
just stealing one vibrator at a
Like,
time.
you imagine, like, every 8 weeks, and you're like, honey, I got a new vibrator. It's gone again!
Also, real ironically, this story takes place in Bona, South Dakota, which in French means good man. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Look it up.
Apparently not good enough because you got to keep on getting them
All those
vibrators.
Well, meanwhile in Colombia, getting a little south from South Dakota,
Yeah.
in Colombia, South America, a man became the laughing stock of the internet after allegedly agreeing to be paraded around naked on the roof of a car as
What?
punishment for cheating on his wife.
Wow.
This was his punishment for cheating on his wife. The bizarre scene reportedly occurred on May 15th when the man's wife caught him in bed with another woman
That's right.
at the local motel.
Damn, at the motel.
At the motel. He was at the hourly motel and she walked in on him.
Those credit card charges don't lie, baby
He
girl.
jumped out of bed naked, got on his hands and knees, and begged his wife for forgiveness. But the wife said the only way she would ever forgive him and would accept him back in the marriage would be to humiliate him. He then agreed to lie naked on top of their car as she drove him home from the motel with nothing on but a towel to conceal his face. The cheating husband...
At least gave him a towel.
The cheating husband identifies as Jaro V, agreed to be paraded all the way home from the motel to the couple's residence. That meant traversing some of the city's busiest areas, where passers-by had plenty of time to whip out their smartphones and film the humiliating scene, while at the same time making fun of the poor man as he tried to hide his face. Let's watch. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
My God.
Oh my God.
Wait, I have a question.
What?
Did you say the poor man?
Well, he's on top of a car naked.
Why is he on top of right?
Well, yes, I'm not
calling
saying
him a poor man.
You're right. You're right. I wasn't even thinking about the cheating on the wife. I'm just like, this poor guy's on top of a car naked. He deserves it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're right.
Jessica Leamy is right. I bet he ain't finna cheat no more.
I'm just saying. You gotta train your men sometimes.
Now, Yo-Yo in Belgium, Kim, that was not the end of his punishment.
Oh my goodness.
And that was not the end of his
this lady.
punishment. After being publicly humiliated.
Right.
It wasn't bad enough. Jaro also ended up in jail. After a crowd gathered around him caught the attention of the local police officer. The police stopped the car, made him get down from the roof, put some clothes on him, and he was charged with disturbing public order and indecent exposure.
Wow.
He was taken into custody and had to pay a fine of $100 US.
Oh, that's it?
That was it.
Seisha Mitchell is right. She should have showed his face. She should not have given him a towel.
That's the thing. It's like, could you be with a man that's been ridiculed like that out of every, you know what I mean? Like, that wouldn't, like, disturb your
This marriage is not lasting.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
Like,
Okay.
I feel like
this marriage is not lasting.
I don't feel like it would.
It's not going to last.
No, and Carol Anderson, the Tiger,
Because-
is right. She said, I wouldn't take him back for $1 million. And she's right.
Yeah, this marriage is not lasting.
Well,
See,
that's easier said than done because I've seen guys do 10 times worse than they girls.
It depends on how
stay.
it depends on how strong your bond is. It depends on how forgiving you are.
Right.
I would say most women would it depends on the financial circumstances of the couple. A lot of times that's because of it. It depends on how open a relationship you have.
this did not seem very open.
No. So me personally, that would be it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't parade anybody naked on top of a car.
So would you accept that? Would you accept that offer to in order to be taken back from your girlfriend or your wife?
I don't know because I was never put in that situation.
Yeah, but I'm saying
All
if you were
right,
you're in the wrong. You've done something egregious.
Right. Would you take that offer?
I don't know. Depends on how in love you are.
Woo! Brad, go show the cakes.
That's right. But then,
It's not off the table.
I don't know. But then,
off the table.
but then it's not off the table.
Right.
Depends on how much you want to be in the relationship and how you love them and how bad you feel about screwing up.
See,
Right.
and that's speaking from experience, because
Right.
Brad knows that occasionally love will make you do crazy things.
That's right,
So,
that's right.
And I think he's right. I think you might, if you really love the person and you really effed up.
I do want to know what the Brad Squad thinks. If you were in the situation, either your boyfriend or husband was cheating on you or vice versa, would you give an ultimatum so you could save the relationship?
Well, the tiger says it's over for real, Brad.
Yeah.
Sisha said, I hope she was driving like she was on her way to a funeral. Late to a funeral.
And Lynn Brown says, which she's right, once a cheater, always a cheater, which is very true.
And that's it.
Which is very true. Yes. I believe people are who they are.
I don't like that face you're making.
I'm just saying. I think that's you can't generalize everybody. Some people might change.
People are who they are generally. I always like to say zebras don't change their stripes. But
so say somebody cheated because the relationship was just so trash, like they kept on getting,
But then there's other ways to deal with it. You can leave the relationship if it was such trash. You don't have to stay in a relationship
and cheat. Fair.
Meanwhile,
I feel like people can change.
Meanwhile,
I feel like so too.
Meanwhile, we got to move on here. Meanwhile, there are some penis drawings that are taking over both land and sky, Yonathan. We can never get through a hump day, Yonathan, without some sort of penises somewhere, right? We're very big on penises on hump day here.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know who gives me this hump day news, but whoever does is big on penises.
Big on penises.
Yes. The Air Force officials said in an official statement Thursday that a drawing resembling a male genitalia that had appeared in the sky over Luke Air Force Base in Arizona was completely accidental. During a training exercise on Tuesday, an F-35 fighter jet pilot inadvertently created a condensed air trail in the shape of a penis. A spokesperson from the Luke Air Force Base told CNN. This made it all the way to CNN, the Air Force penis pictures in the sky.
Right.
I'm quoting, the 56th Fighter Wing senior leadership reviewed the training tapes from the flight and confirmed that the F-35 conducting standard fighter training maneuvers resulted in the creation of the contrails. The aircraft, whose stealth capabilities make it hard for enemy radars to detect, has been a favorite of Donald Trump as being invisible. Nobody knows the plane's coming. Putin looks up in the sky. I would have never known there was an Air Force plane above the sky making a penis trail all over. I mean, completely incognito, right? It's stealth, very stealth.
That's the thing, you can't see them, but you'll see the penis.
You see the penis trail after. Boy, that's totally getting, I don't want to say the word. Okay. It wasn't invisible. What wasn't invisible was the giant penis a teenager mowed into the field near the airport, Air Force Base, once Air Force One landed for Trump's UK visit. All right, like they do the crop circles.
Mm-hmm.
This guy did a penis right next to where Donald Trump was landing Air Force One.
Oh my gosh.
Now, Ali Nanakaro spent his weekend mowing the words "Oi Trump" into his lawn near Standex Airport in Essex. The 18-year-old used the mower to etch a giant polar bear, a penis, and the words "Climate change is real" into the grass.
Damn.
Yes, Donald Trump has not yet mentioned it in any tweet, though.
Man, of all the things he's tweeted about.
MTV,
which
I remember when MTV first came on the air, and they had Duran Duran playing.
Video killed the radio star.
That was their first video ever. Right, but it was. Were you born then, or that was before?
TRL?
Yeah, that was.
No,
TRL
was my
okay,
time.
but I was like in the 1980s.
Right.
Okay.
You were pre-TRL.
Isn't that when David Bowie went on to say start showing rap and black music?
And they would have like the little man on the moon was holding
holding the flag. I remember that.
That's still what the word looks like.
But I remember when it first came on. If you remember Duran Duran, what they sing? They were on the boat singing. I forgot the
it's
they only had like 3 or 4 videos playing. Like every hour, the same Duran Duran. Who killed the wolf or something? Lonely Wolf or whatever the name is.
Hungry Like the
Wolf.
Hungry Like the Wolf.
Okay.
Yes.
So they would play the same song every hour. So meanwhile, it's been around for a while, and MTV's gone through a lot of iterations. They started playing videos, then they did a lot of game shows, then they did a lot of reality TV, and now they are going to have they actually had the first reality TV because Real World. But now they are revealing the first sexually fluid reality dating show. Yonathan loves appearing on reality shows. Is this something?
I actually was supposed to be on Real World.
Is this something you would want to do?
No.
Let's see.
No.
The groundbreaking 8th season of the network's hit series, Are You the One? It's going to premiere on June 26th. Now, MTV on Thursday announced the first sexually fluid cast for the upcoming 8th season. In previous seasons, a group of men and women are secretly paired into male-female couples. Then, while living together, the contestants try to identify all these perfect matches. If they succeed at finding every match, the entire group shares a prize of $1 million. This year, 16 singles will travel to Hawaii in hopes of finding their perfect match and splitting the $1 million prize. But for the first time ever on a dating competition show, there will be no gender limitations.
Wow.
That's what it means by fluid reality. As each cast member identifies as sexually fluid.
Every single one of them?
I guess so.
Wow.
The season also introduces Dr. Frankie, a relationship expert, who works with the singles to help them cope with current disaster dating trends, such as ghosting.
Yeah.
Yep, happened to me. Benching. What's benching?
Like when you put somebody on the back burner.
Back
like
burner?
they're on your bench, but.
Yep. Happened to me. Stashing. What's stashing?
Like stash you, probably like, isn't that like kind of keeping you on the DL, not showing their face on social media?
Happened to me. Right, and test them on their willingness to fall into these painful trends as they date. Yeah, that all happened to me. I just didn't know that I had terms for that.
Maybe you should go on the show.
But I'm not sexually fluid. That's my only issue.
Maybe you should change.
But maybe I should go see Dr. Frankie. We should have Dr. Frankie on our show.
God.
All right, so that's coming out. I don't know.
I'm really excited.
By the way, that happened to everybody at one point.
That sounds like a pretty interessante show.
I'm very excited. It's Pride Month. I'm excited that they're coming
Boy,
out.
all of these things seem to all of these hump day news seem to come back to Brad, today.
Are they? Why?
Yeah. There's now a new Japanese undershirt. What?
The dildos? How is that?
How did that go back?
Touche.
He's actually the dude was stealing the dildos from. He's been breaking into Brad's apartment for years.
I said it was South Dakota. No, because this one too.
Okay.
This Japanese undershirt instantly turns skinny men into buff, macho dudes.
Whoa.
Yeah, men looking to get that coveted slim and macho look without having to put the work in and breaking a sweat at the gym can now achieve their goal pretty much instantly. All they have to do is put on a super macho tee. Developed by a Japanese company named his company group, the super macho tee features inflatable airbags.
I can't.
That go into small pockets located around the chest and upper arm areas and visually enhance the wearer's chest, biceps, and triceps. For our Halloween special, when I recreate Dwayne The Rock Johnson,
that's what you should have had.
Perhaps I should have had that. According to the company press release, the Super Macho Tee undershirt was inspired by a silicone bra insert that some women use to achieve a more attractive bust.
Fair. I cannot believe. Would you guys rock these, honestly?
No.
Like a quick little pick me up on a first
Go
date.
work out.
Yes.
That looks dumb. And then when you take off your shirt and the girl's like, where the pecs at? You like in the shirt. Like what? No.
So
That would be mad disappointing.
Right.
Can you imagine like somebody pats you on the back and all of a sudden it deflates? Hey pal, how are you?
Oh no. That's right. I like Yonathan and then my ego goes down.
Did you just lose your muscles, Yonathan?
Right.
Meanwhile, Yonathan, maybe this could be your dream job things don't work out in reality TV for you.
All right.
All right. Bumble, you know the dating site Bumble?
Yes.
They are going to hire somebody to travel around the world and date for a year.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, the dating and social network app that boasts more than 60 million users in 150 countries announced that they are looking for one lucky person to go make connections around the globe and then document their experience via social media.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, Yonathan's like, oh, I could do that.
I could do that.
I could do that.
I could definitely do
Yeah,
that.
their platform only allows women to send the first message after both parties have
Right.
swiped right. It's different than Tinder.
Yeah.
So you
Oh.
swipe right, and both people match, but then the man's got to wait for the woman to make the first move.
I actually like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's a nice little situation.
Yeah, so applications for the Global Connector Bee will accept it from now until June 14th. And the sole catch is the person will be required to use Bumble Date. To sum it up, Yonathan, this is what they're looking for. Are you outspoken?
Yes.
Do you enjoy talking about your dating life?
No.
Do you find it easy to make friends?
Yes.
And do you want to fly around the world for free?
Yes.
Then this could be your ideal job, but you got to talk about your dating life.
That's the only thing.
That's the only thing. And applications can be found on the Bumble app, and they are due on or before June 14th. And there you have it, folks. Hump Day, Wednesday, June 5th. Conquered. And with that, can you please let everybody know to please share, because I'm going to be answering their immigration questions in about 3 minutes.
Okay, family, sorry. I thought that was you first. The first thing that you guys need to do on Facebook is make sure that you have liked and followed our page. If you haven't, and if you haven't clicked that little bell, you're not going to know when we come live. So, if you don't want to miss a second of the show, make sure that you liked, followed, and hit that bell. Also, make sure that you share the show, fam. It's the biggest, best thing you can do for us. And it's absolutely free, just like all of the immigration advice that Brad gives you.
Oh, that part.
That's just done by clicking that share button. It's that little arrow, and you're gonna share it into private messages, right into people's DMs, and you're gonna start a watch party. It's gonna send a notification out to every single one of your friends to let them know to come watch this show with you. And it'll start your very own little chat box. But make sure that you always come back to our real comments, because we want to be interacting with you. Tell us everything you think and feel right in the comments, because we are going to be interacting with you, and you never know, you might be selected as one of our comments of the day. And on YouTube,
On YouTube, absolutely. You guys also have to share, all right? Everybody that's watching, there's 96 people watching right now. If 96 of you guys actually share this link, then the show will even double, maybe even triple. So this is all on you guys. And of course, the subscriber count just keeps on going up, but we definitely need you guys to keep on sharing so more people will subscribe. So you just have to press that little red rectangle that says subscribe to subscribe. And also, please hit that little bell that says notifications, because like we said, even though it's supposed to be a surprise, we are going to be doing a pop-up, but you don't know if it might just be on Facebook or just on YouTube. So in order to find out, you actually have to press that notification button right now. All right, and everybody watching, there's 101 people watching right now with 5 thumbs up. That's not good, all right? So we need everybody to press that thumbs up right now. It's so easy. You can do it on your phone, you can do it on the computer, you can do it on your laptop, you can do it on an iPad. It does not matter. I need you guys to press that likes up button. And of course, interaction. Make sure you guys let us know whatever you want to talk about, any comments, anything that we're talking about as well. We would love to hear from you guys, and of course, social media questions, because we will be getting to that after this segment. And now, here is one of your favorite segments of the show. When you call in and the guru Brad actually answers all your questions with getting answers to your immigration questions.
We're finally getting the section correct, I believe, many times in a row now. When we've been doing the show about a year and a half, I was getting it wrong a lot, but I think you guys, we know
got
what
it
this
now.
is for.
We
got it down pat.
We actually
Within
know.
2
Yes.
years, we figured out the
We figured
name
out
of the
how to
segment.
do it.
Thank
Now
God.
I will be answering all your immigration questions, but let me give some ground rules here.
Yeah.
Okay, the ground rules are this: I don't want to hear about your life. The other ground rules is somebody has to tell me to fix my shirt. Okay. Now the ground rules are: I don't want to hear about your life. We don't have time. Nobody wants to know that you went to the Red Lobster for dinner and that's where you met your wife. And we don't need every last fact. What I need you to do is very succinctly tell me what your issue is. I need a green card. I filed an adjustment. How long is it going to be? If the question's going to be, I filed an adjustment, how long is it going to be? I don't need to know where you met your spouse, how you came to the United States, what you did in 2007, where you're working, what you're doing, where you're living. Just get the question, and then if I need to ask follow-up, I will be happy to do it. The reason is that sometimes people come and give us an encyclopedia of their entire life.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
It ends up, instead of being a quick question, it ends up literally being a 15-minute dissertation of everything that happened in their lifetime.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't do that on our show.
Correct.
You want to know why? Because it'll put everybody to sleep.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then lots of people in the Brad Squad will be like, next.
Thank
Next,
you. Right.
thank you.
Right.
So please, no autobiographies around here.
And
as
also,
Julian says.
I mean, that helps for you to get to more immigration questions
Correct.
too. So.
Correct. All right, and with that, let's go to Youssef in Detroit, Michigan. Youssef.
Hello, Brad.
How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
Good, good. What can I do to help?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was with my wife for a date interview.
Youssef,
And
Youssef,
during
just
that interview,
Youssef, take a step to the right.
Yeah.
Okay, now go again.
Okay, so 2 days ago, I went with my wife to our marriage-based interview.
Okay.
And during the interview, my wife missed answering some questions about her biography.
Okay.
Like what was the exact address of her previous job, or what's her dad's exact address, questions like that. So at the end of the interview, the officer just said that you're gonna receive like a decision by the mail, and he did not even ask us to submit any photos or did not look at our albums that we brought with us.
Right.
And at the same day, my case got updated to interview completed and it must be reviewed.
Right.
What does that mean?
Well, it doesn't sound like things went very well. They may send you what's called a notice of intent to deny, where they would tell you in the notice of intent the reasons why they do not believe that this is a bona fide marriage. And then you would likely have 30 days or sometimes 15 days, but generally 30 days to respond and rebut those. So for example, if they say your wife didn't know such and such, you can rebut it by saying she does or what happened at the interview. And in addition, here's all the evidence that we have that we do live together. So you will still have an opportunity to provide all that evidence, but it's probably going to be in some sort of notice of intent to deny or something.
Even if I did actually submitted all the evidence at the day of the interview,
but you just told me they didn't look at it.
They did not look at photos, but he asked us to submit any documents that show if our marriage is bona fide, and we have a lot.
Okay, so good. So then great. So then you submitted it. You may show now bona fide marriage. It's two things. You have an economic relationship, and you live together. That's how they determine bona fide marriage. So if you show one and not the other, you run into problems with your immigration case. So you have a lot of economic documents together, but if you can't show in an interview that you live together in the same house, and I'm not saying you live together or you don't, I have no idea, I didn't even ask you. I'm just telling you generally, they're going to deny you. Just like when a lot of clients come in and say, we live together, but my spouse owes $5,000 in taxes. I don't want to have a joint tax return with him. Well, we got to deal with that, and you got to file a joint tax return because you live together but don't have an economic relationship. Then that's also a problem. So those are the issues. So you're asking me, and you're asking me very specifically, well, even if I did X, Y, Z, I wasn't on the interview, I wasn't there. I could tell you generally, based on what I'm hearing, that you're probably going to get a notice of intent to deny, and you're going to get an opportunity to rebut whatever their problems are that they have with the interview, and hopefully you'll be able to overcome it. If you need help, you can hold on, and I'm happy to help you, even New York to Michigan. It's not a problem. All right? So hold on one second.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hold on one second. All right, let's go to Gabriel in Sacramento, California. Gabriel.
That's me, Nico.
How are you?
Hi. Hello. I'm good. Thank you.
Good, good. What can I do to help you?
I have a family member. Thanks for getting my call. This family member was petitioned when he was 20 years old by his parent with the green card holder.
Right.
But then the parent became a citizen, and he was 21 by then. 2 months after he turned 21, he got a citizenship. The thing is, they got documents and also emails saying that he will be an immediate relative because of the CSPA. However, there is already 1 or 2 lawyers that told them that couldn't be true. That's fake.
That's
and
not
not
that's
real.
not true because the parents had to become a citizen before he turned 21 for him to be an immediate relative. So what he is he's an F1 category.
So the person is not immediate relative.
Not an immediate relative. The parents had to become a citizen before they were 21.
And can the person adjust being in here or no? You have to live.
If they're in legal status and their F1 petition is current, yes. But otherwise, they have to wait and do a provisional waiver, go home and come back.
Okay. And the last part is, what if they follow what the immigration told them and they will submit the forms? What would have happened at that point?
Well, I assume immigration's going to figure out that they made an error and deny it, and then if you get denied on an adjustment, you're in removal these days. So I wouldn't do that.
Okay, lawyer. Awesome.
Right.
Thank you for your
You're very
answer.
welcome.
Thank you so much. We are following everything.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's go to MJ in Antioch, California. MJ.
Hi, good afternoon. I already called last Monday.
Yes.
But,
I remember you're from the Philippines, MJ, right?
Yeah. I haven't told you that I came here for like tourist visa, right? So when I get married last year.
Right.
And then my question is just like, so I hope you remember my status.
I don't remember all the facts. I just remember there was MJ from the Philippines. So you have to tell me again.
Yeah. I just remember that I wanted to ask if I'm still waiting for my my documents, could I able to travel within the United States?
Yes.
Yes. One more thing. My things, I can see my things right now, it's really complicated, my situation. Do I need a lawyer for this or no? Not really.
MJ,
or I can do it by myself.
If your gut, somewhere in your body, somewhere wherever that gut is, has you wait on hold 45 minutes to call my show to ask if you need a lawyer, you're already answering your question. You need a lawyer. Okay, so hold on 1 second, all right? Because you wouldn't wait on hold 45 minutes to ask that question if you really believed you didn't need a lawyer. So hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, let's go to Ram in Union, New Jersey. Ram.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Actually, recently I got I-360 got approved.
Right.
I got the EAD on category C31, but I didn't get the approval copy. How many days it will take to get the approval copy? Next month I have a court date, removal proceedings.
So what did you get on C31? What did you get? You're talking about your work permit? You're talking about your work permit, right?
Yeah, work permit.
Okay. So
I-360 got approved actually.
The I-360 got approved, but you're in removal.
Yes.
Okay. You should still be able to get a work permit even though you're in removal because the I-360 got approved.
Yeah, they approved I-360 form and then they gave me the C31 category EAD.
So you do have the work permit. Okay, fine. So then what is your question?
So next month is the court date. I have a court date on July 2nd.
So what you're going to have to do is ask the judge to adjust your status.
Sorry?
You're going to ask the judge to adjust your status now.
Yeah, 485 is pending actually.
Okay, so what is the question?
Can I go without approval copy? Is it okay?
You go with a photocopy of the I-360 approval? Yes, a photocopy is fine.
Oh, photocopy means I took from the website.
Yes.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And then is there any forms to fill up before I go there?
Don't you have a lawyer or are you representing yourself?
I want to represent myself actually.
All right. Now there's no forms to go there. You have the I-360 approved. You bring it in. You tell the judge my I-360 is approved. You bring in evidence that your I-45 is pending. You ask the judge to terminate your proceedings.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Just the receipts is fine, right?
I'm sorry?
receipts is fine, right?
Receipt
485 receipts.
correct. Now, Ram,
No need.
Ram, this is your life here. Just make sure you know what you're doing. All right? You know what they say?
Yeah.
Somebody who represents themselves in court has a fool for a lawyer. So I hope that's not the case. All right, hold on if you need help, though. All right, let's go to Karen in Queens, New York. Karen. Karen.
Hi, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. I'm just here. When my husband, we went on 2 interviews, we get denied on the first one. The second one, they said we'll be hearing from them in 30 days. The 30 days come, we did not hear, so I called them. So they said they already sent me a mail. I didn't get that mail up till today, but I'm in the process.
I'm already lost. You went on 2 interviews on the marriage case, and you called them up, and they said something's in the mail, but you didn't get anything.
Yes, they said they sent them a mail.
They said a decision is in the mail.
Yes.
Okay, so what?
But I didn't receive it.
When did they send the decision out?
Okay, we went on the interview August. In August, it's supposed to be. They said 30 days, so would be in September. But
Karen,
my problem here is.
Okay,
Yeah?
all right. I don't understand what you're saying, but tell me what your problem is.
Okay, my problem here is I would like to know if it's a danger with that letter or whatsoever, because I'm getting a divorce also.
Let me see. Karen has a letter that nobody knows what's in the letter. It hasn't been received yet. She doesn't know where it is, and she gave me a very vague question. And she wants to know if she's in danger. Only the Magic 8 Ball would know the answer to this. And the Magic 8 Ball says they cannot predict now. I have no idea. I don't know what's going on with your case. I don't know what's in the letter. If there's a letter that comes to you and says, congratulations, you're approved for a green card, you're in zero danger. If there's a letter that says you're denied, you're in deportation, you're in danger. I have no idea what's on the letter. How would I know? All right, so Karen, what you need is help. I don't know, but we can find out for you. Hold on one second, all right? Let's go what they say. They say. You know.
Who's they?
They.
They. Never trust them.
Right. Never trust they.
No.
All right.
Until they are paying your bills.
Let's go to Brenda in West Palm Beach, Florida. Brenda. Brenda in West Palm Beach, Florida. You're on the Brad Show Live.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hello.
How are you? I knew eventually you'd come.
Thank you.
All right. What's going on?
All right. I am in the process of filing my N-400.
Right.
So naturalization, yes. However, I lost my green card, the 10-year green card, some time ago. And when I called the office, USCIS, they said that I need to get it back because it's a part of the process. Like,
no, it's not. That's not true.
Showing it at the.
Nah, you don't have to show it. You know what your alien registration number is?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, just file your N-400. You don't have. Just file your N-400. Put the alien registration number down. On the alien registration number, they could easily look up your lawful permanent residence. You don't need to pay for a new green card. You'd be waiting 9-10 months, but waiting for a green card to file your N-400. Okay, this is what they do, and I say they. All right, they. Okay, they tell you wrong advice. They make you delay. Just file your citizenship.
Really?
Really.
That's sad. That's very sad. Another thing too. How long would it take me to for that process?
I don't know. I would say it was over a year, about 6 months ago, but now it's coming in much faster. So hard to predict, but I would say anywhere between 7 months to 12 months.
Okay, sir. Another quick question.
Right.
I had reported to the police station. Do I need to bombard them with the police report? And I had a copy of the green card. Do I need to?
You need to submit a copy of the green card on the application, if you have it, and bombard them with police reports. You have to provide evidence of every result of every arrest that ever happened in your life. So it's not bombarding them. If you don't bring it, you could be denied. You've been arrested?
No.
Oh, no. Okay, so then you don't need to bombard
No.
with anything. So you have no arrest. So don't worry about it. Just submit a copy.
No, I mean I meant that I reported the green card stolen.
No,
so I
forget it.
have
No,
paperwork.
no,
That's what
no.
I meant. No,
Oh, I
I'm
thought you
a
were
good
talking about that
girl.
you were arrested for some reason. No. You don't need to bombard them with that. You have a copy of your green
Okay.
card. Submit a copy of your green card with the application. When you go on the interview, the officer says, "Where's your green card?" I lost it. End of story. You'll still be a citizen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I suppose they say, okay, then we're going to give you a day to go
Yes.
get it.
Okay.
Can't I say it was lost?
No. Just file. I promise you. I know what I'm talking about. Just file your citizenship.
Okay. All right, then.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm very confident I know more than they.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm very confident of that. Let's go to D in Waterbury, Connecticut.
Hi.
How are
Good
you?
evening, Brad.
Good evening.
My son became naturalized citizen through his dad. He's now 19. I would like for him to get a copy of his own naturalization certificate. And so my question is, do we have to register for selective service in order for him to get his own certificate?
No, if in fact you're claiming citizenship through the father?
Yes, he became a citizen through his dad. He's
Okay,
now 19, but I wanted him to get his own.
Okay, so you would file an N-600. You're not going to get a naturalization certificate. He would get a certificate of U.S. citizenship. He does not need.
Okay.
Let me say this, because you said need. Okay, and that's a loaded word when it comes to the question you're asking. Okay, does he need to apply for selective service? The answer is yes. He needs to do it because that's what the law requires him to do. And he would be breaking the law if he does not do it, and he knew he had to do it. So does he need to do it? Yes. Number two, if he does it or does not do it, will he be able to get his certificate of citizenship? Yes, because they will not ask him about the selective service.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes, and one more thing. What does the N-600 form do I need? What other documents do I need to submit?
Proof that he's a citizen, which would be that the proof of the father's citizenship, proof that he resided in the father's custody before the age of 18, proof that he has a green card.
Okay, all right, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go to Andy in Charleston, West Virginia. Andy.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, how are you?
Good, what's going on?
Well, I got a notice of intent denied.
You got what denied?
From my alien relative. I filled up an I-130 for alien relative.
Right.
And a Form I-485
Right.
to adjust her status from non-immigrant visa to, permanent residence.
This is your wife?
Yes.
And you're a citizen?
Yes.
Okay, why was it denied?
Because, seems like there was a third party mistake that filled up the form in English,
right?
Electronically, put the option of married when she was not married. She was never been legally married in El Salvador.
Right.
But there was a mistake back in 2015 when she filled for her non-immigrant visa. And the visa was granted, and
okay, so
that's
this
why
is,
I met her in a trip.
Got it. All right, so this is what happened. Your wife gets a visa in El Salvador. When she gets the visa, she claims she's married when she's single. Now,
no, it was a mistake. It was a mistake because in the application there is not an option to put living together under the same roof. You only have single, widow, married, or legally separated.
Okay, but what that is. You can call it a mistake. The U.S. government calls it a misrepresentation because she ultimately signed the visa application. So now she has to prove that she was never married in El Salvador, and then you have to refile a new adjustment with a waiver.
Can we just I had to respond then notice. And
you just wait a second. You just told me we were denied. Now you have to respond. That's not denied.
Right. How about a hardship waiver for misrepresentation?
I just said that.
Oh.
All right, hold on one second. Sounds like you need help. All right, hold on one second.
Sorry. My YouTube just went crazy on my phone. Apologies.
Ichefu in Austin, Texas. Ichefu. Ichefu. Hold on, Ichefu. Let's go to. Are there any other noises that need to come from over here?
No, sorry.
No, okay,
just
good.
giggles.
Let's go to.
I think
so
it wasn't
check on
another
Ichefu.
video.
Let's go to May. At least you were watching an old show of ours.
Right, yeah, no, it was because I clicked under the show.
That sounded like from my radio days
That's
from 15
exactly
years
what it
ago.
was. It was an old suggestion.
Yeah. All right, May in Daytona Beach, Florida. May in Daytona Beach, Florida. All right, someone needs to reach out to May in Daytona Beach, Florida, and see what happened to her. Let's go to Dia in Columbus, Ohio. Dia.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Thank you for the show. It really helped us
My pleasure.
get some idea about what's going on in immigration. My question is, I come in this country like in 2016, February 2016, and I've been coming here over and over before, but in 2016 I had to stay because that before I came I had issues.
Where are you from?
I'm from Mauritania.
Okay. What is your question?
My question is, when I came in 2016, I applied for asylum, and then they sent me a recipe and all of that. After 6 months, I had to apply for the work permit. I got it, and then that work permit just expired in April.
Okay.
Which actually I should.
What is your question?
Yes, my question is right now. I already applied for renewal since January, and they sent me the rest. They received the easing process. So it was supposed to be 3 months. So I applied 3 months before it expired. So
your work permit's taking like 5-6 months now.
Yes, actually they didn't send it yet, but they sent me a letter like with 6 month extension from April.
Right. Okay.
Okay, and my question is, during these 6 months, I'm supposed to be just waiting, and if they don't send it until like the 6 months expire,
I still haven't heard a question. Okay,
Yeah.
I've listened for 10 minutes. I'm still waiting to hear the question. So let me tell you my answer, which I believe I'm going to now interpret your question. You've applied for asylum. You're renewing your work permit. It's been pending for a while. Am I supposed to sit on my hands, or could I work legally? And the answer is, if you are applying for the renewal of your work permit and you have a receipt, you are allowed to legally work in the United States for 180 days while your work permit is pending.
Okay, so what if by the end of this 180 days, I didn't get it yet? What's the process to take?
Then you can't work. But it would be very surprising to me that if you filed within 90 days and then you get another 180 days beyond that, that's almost 9-10 months, that you wouldn't get your work permit by then.
Okay.
So
that was the question.
Okay.
That was the question. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. That was one of those where I had to ask his question.
Right.
Yeah.
But that was what I was talking about before.
Right. I was just about to say that's.
By the way, he started the question.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, I came here back and forth since I was 16 years old. And then after a while, I had to decide to stay here. Mm-hmm. That had nothing to do. So that was like the first 5 minutes of his, first 2 minutes of his.
If I feel like if your question starts with when I was a young child,
yes.
You're telling us too much,
exactly.
family.
And it turns out and the question really was, and I loved you, by the way, but the question really is, I'm waiting for my work permit, and my work permit expired. Am I allowed to legally work? That was the question.
We love you, but we didn't need to know what was happening when you were a wee lass.
Exactly. And I kept asking. I was trying to be polite.
Yeah.
So, what is your question? Right? What is your question? All right, I'm going to tell you the question now.
Right.
So when I was 19, what happened was...
It's also therapy.
Yes.
You know.
It is. All right, so let's go to Tina in Fairfax, Virginia. Tina.
Hello?
How are you, Tina?
Good, how are you? Sorry, let me just turn the phone on. Thanks for taking my call, Brad.
My pleasure.
Hi, everybody else. So basically, I had an immigration interview, a marriage interview. They wanted me to go back again with my husband, and they wanted basically the same thing that we already gave them, which is...
One second, Tina, are you calling me from a submarine?
No, so...
It sounds like you're in a submarine. You not speak on speaker, just talk into the phone so I can understand the question.
I'm sorry, I'll take you off.
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, now try again.
Okay, so basically they want us to go for
start again, because I didn't hear the whole first part. I didn't hear.
All right, well, I mean, the quick thing is that they want us to go for a second marriage interview because they want more marriage bona fides, and also they don't believe that I went to a conference because I came here originally on a B1 visa to go to a conference.
Okay.
I met my husband, we married, and now he's petitioning for me. So they don't believe that I actually went to the conference, and the only thing I have left is the registration.
That's
because
fine.
I didn't anticipate to get married. I didn't anticipate all this stuff. So
you have a registration.
So
You have some evidence that you were physically there. That's fine.
I mean, I just have the registration. So
That's fine. You have a registration. That's evidence that you were there, or you were planning on going. You don't have to. You don't have to prove. You don't have to prove to a level of certainty. Okay, that you were at that conference. Okay, for them to not deny you for misrepresentation. They're looking to deny you for misrepresentation, and the law doesn't say we need to evidence to a level of certainty that you were at that conference. That's not what the law says. What the law says is, does a preponderance of the evidence prove you were at that conference? So meaning that 51% of the evidence says you were there, 49% of the evidence says you were not there. They have, on their side, no evidence whatsoever, I would presume, okay, that says you were not at that conference. So if you bring anything, a registration receipt, here it is. I did something, whether I was there or I did something to try to attend, then that's more than what they have. That's a preponderance of the evidence. You're done with that issue.
Yeah, because the immigration officer kept saying, "Do you have airplane tickets? Do you have hotel receipts?"
All right,
and
then you need a lawyer to attend the interview with you. And
Our lawyer, we did have a lawyer with us.
Then your lawyer needs to explain. Tell your lawyer at around how far are we into our show here? We are at the 86-minute mark of our show. So tell your lawyer, watch the 86-minute mark of our show and the preponderance of the evidence rule, and that's what a civil immigration hearing is about. And if you don't, whatever you have is what you have. Okay? And if you have one document and they have no documents, you win, at least under the law. They can't legally deny you for that.
Okay.
All right?
Alrighty.
All right.
All right, thanks so much.
Thank you. All right. With that, Belgium, Kim, and Yonathan Elias.
Yes.
What do we got to do? An official from Health and Human Services just reported to a Senate subcommittee that 1,475 unaccompanied migrant children are now unaccounted for at the border.
Wow.
So in other words, the United States put 1,475 children into custody with or without their families. Those children are now lost. Nobody knows where these children are. They have been separated from their families, and they don't know what happened to them.
Oh my God.
Sheesh.
1,475 children. Okay. Which when you think about when the right, the conservatives, they fight, for every life is important. Okay, we can't kill an embryo inside a female body. We must make that female give term to that birth because that baby is so important.
Right.
Just depends who the baby is.
Right, where the baby was born.
Where the baby was born. Because that baby's not important if it wasn't born in red states.
Absolutely.
Red states meaning Republican
Republican,
states.
yeah.
Because they took 1,475 children. They could give two shits about them.
Yeah.
Okay? They don't care about their lives.
Mhm.
Okay? And now they're totally unaccounted for. They've been separated from their families. Our Miami field correspondent, Anna Ascona, has some things to say about this in her segment. That just doesn't make any sense.
Hey friends from the Brad Show Live, I'm Anna Ascona. The feds have lost 1,475 migrant children. These children are the ones who crossed the border and were separated from their families. According to former Homeland Security Secretary Christian Nielsen, 48 hours after these children are taken into custody, they are transferred to the Department of Health and Human Services, which finds them a place to live. Once these children are sent with sponsors, they are no longer in federal custody. In states that don't have a better system to screen those who become guardians of these children, the government loses track of them, which is what happened to the 1,475 children that have been lost. The Office of Refugee Resettlement reported that out of 7,000 children placed in homes, the agency did not know where 1,475 of them were. In response, Republican Senator Rob Portman said, "It's just a system that has so many gaps, so many opportunities for these children to fall between the cracks, that we just don't know what's going on. How much trafficking or abuse or simply immigration law violations are occurring? Do they think this is a valid explanation for the large amount of missing children? No." Also, according to a documentary on PBS, the federal government has actually released some of these children to human traffickers. There you have it, the system not being very careful with screenings to potential sponsors. Now, where does the safety of these children even matter? Like, how careless can the government be during these situations? I just wonder, what kind of screenings are they even doing to make sure that these children are safe? Because if they can't even track them down, how are they even going to be able to follow up to know that they're living in safe homes? These children, no matter what, should be released from federal custody without a proper way to be able to track them and follow up with them weeks, months, or years later. What about if we want to reunite them with their families? How are you going to be able to find them? You can't if you don't have a proper system to find these kids. First of all, one missing child is already too much. So can we focus on the amount of 1,475 children? That's just ridiculous and is not acceptable. This does not make any sense, and I just hope that they find a way to trace these children somehow. And this should teach the government a lesson to be a little more careful when releasing children, or better yet, just don't separate them from their families. Keep them together until the process is finalized and a decision has been made for this family. Don't just go separating them and throw these children in homes where later on you won't be able to find them.
All right, so now we got to do something we like to call social media checking.
Okay, family, we're going to start off with a question from Stacey Ann Robinson, who says, could a green card holder stay out of the country for more than 10 years and then renew their green card?
No.
Caitlin says, my spouse has been deployed and I got an interview date. Should I proceed with the interview? Also, I haven't received social or work permit. I only have marriage certificate and lease agreement. Is that enough for the interview?
Yes. Go ahead on the interview. Bring proof that your husband's deployed. They're going to postpone it till he comes back, though.
Michael Ruth says that his mother is very sick in El Salvador. He's been here illegally for a few years. However, he's got an approved work permit and advanced parole, but everyone is telling him not to travel. He's got a clean background, no red flags on his record. He's just really worried that they're going to stop him on the way back at Kennedy Airport. Is there any way that you will know it's completely safe for him to travel on his advanced parole?
He has advanced parole for marriage?
We don't know how he has it. We just know he has a work permit and advanced parole.
I assume it's through marriage and an adjustment. I can tell you it's 100% safe.
Deb says, me and my hubby have been approved by USCIS and have moved to NVC phase. Can you tell me what specific original original forms will the beneficiary need for his consulate interview in Lagos, Nigeria?
It's all going to be done ahead of time. So it's all done through the National Visa Center ahead of time.
Travel Maniac says, Brad, I'm so glad for your prompt reply, but I'd really like for you to answer this next question. The current visa bulletin is showing that an I-130 for June shows that an F in the F2A category is up to August 3rd, 2019. My priority date is June 3rd, 2018, which is 15 months since the filing, but I haven't gotten an approval yet. What should I do? Do you think that as per the visa bulletin, my filing date is already in line and ready to go?
You're ready to go, but you don't have an approval, so you file a mandamus. They're delaying your green card.
All right, Faye says, I applied for adjustment of status I-485 in the petition for my wife, U.S. citizen, in May 2018. When we went on the interview in 2018 of October, they approved the marriage and the I-130, but the officer said he'll submit the case to review because my stepbrother, who's the U.S. Navy, was in USA before I got my student visa, and I said that I don't have immediate relatives in the USA. My I-485 is pending, and in January 2019, they asked for additional evidence and a waiver for misrepresentation about my answer for immediate relatives while my student visa's interview. In February...
I don't know if you say... I don't think a brother is considered an immediate relative under the law.
It's not?
No, an immediate relative would be a mother, father, child, or spouse.
Really?
Yes. Under Immigration Nationality Act, they don't define a brother as an immediate relative.
So he said in February of this year.
So any event, and I don't think whether or not the brother was here or not would have made a difference on him getting a visa.
So that's not misrepresentation?
Misrepresentation is knowingly lying, and that lie is pertinent to whether or not you would get a visa. I don't know. I'm just saying I'm not sure that's a misrepresentation for both of those reasons.
Okay.
I think he needs to come in and see us done.
Okay, there's
a lot more to this.
Okay, so do you not want to hear the rest?
I do want to hear the rest.
Okay. All right, so in February of this year, my lawyer helped me to respond to the request, and we also filed the waiver I-601 and proud the extreme hardship. My wife is pregnant and we'll have our first daughter in July. 2 weeks ago, USCIS asked my lawyer to update the G28. Now, how will I know the status of my waiver?
To update a G28?
Update the G28.
The G28 is just a notice that I'm your lawyer.
USCIS asked the lawyer to update it.
Why?
They have a different lawyer?
The whole thing doesn't now. Okay, a G28.
That's why I wanted to finish it, because
the G28 is the form that the lawyer signs to say, I'm this person's lawyer. Never needs to be updated.
So maybe that lawyer never filed a G28?
Maybe then
maybe the lawyer told them that's what USCIS said to update it, but it's not really to update it. It's just he didn't do it. So how long will I know the status of my waiver, and will I have any chance that they will approve my waiver and give me my green card?
Magic 8 Ball. This man wants to know whether his waiver is going to get approved or not. I never saw it. I never worked on it. I don't know one word that's in that waiver. He or she has a lawyer that may or may not have submitted a G28.
Correct.
Will this waiver be approved? It says most likely.
All
right, Magic 8 Ball says most likely.
I was going to say, Magic 8 Ball is more optimistic than I am.
That's right. I was a little less optimistic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Missy said, what address do you send the I-90 form to? The name in my green card was misspelled, so am I actually filing the right form?
Yes, you are filing the right form. You have to look on the application and give you the address. There's different boxes with zip codes, and since I don't personally, I don't want to make myself out like I'm bigger than I am.
But
I am not the person who fills out the envelope in this office with the address. So I don't know the addresses off the top of my head.
Okay, Kenuel wants to know how long is the waiting time for a 10-year green card, and what's the next step after?
I assume you filed the I-751.
So when you put in for your 10-year green card, so I guess
the I-751.
they already put it in.
It's about 18 months.
Okay.
Oh, the USCIS website that says that that it was for the I-90 are no longer accepted. Paper copies are no longer accepted. They only want you to submit them digitally via the USCIS.gov website.
There's your answer.
Boom.
Boom.
Sorry.
Thank you.
No problem. Myself, I found on Instagram, said, good afternoon. I was in a regular marriage, but things did not work out. I filed a VAWA, which was denied in 2018, and now I'm in a real bona fide same-sex marriage. I filed my I-765, 485, and 130 in September, and I did my biometric at the end of October, but I haven't heard anything since then. I've called and they told me my receipt number isn't pulling up anything in their system. I went to my congressman and he did an inquiry and they told him that the case is under extended review. What do I do to speed up the process, and can I file a mandamus while they're doing that extended review?
You should file a mandamus, and they're delaying your green card indefinitely. And certainly people who are in regular traditional marriages who are now in same-sex marriages, they are really giving big inquiries to. You should be filing a mandamus, absolutely.
All right, Christopher says, I'm in process of filing financial documents, but I'm finding it beyond my expertise. How much would it cost to take me from here?
He needs to know what I will do to help him. I have no idea what his case is about.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about this man or woman.
Right.
I don't know where we're at. I don't know the complications.
Or what the financial documents even are.
I don't even know what forms he's talking about.
Right.
But I have to figure out right now on a live show how many hours I'm going to work on this case.
Quote your fee, Brad.
And quote my fee. Next.
Krishna Patel says, I filed an I-130 petition for my husband, but it's still pending. He was on F1 status when we filed. Then he went to India for personal reasons, and it's been 4 months since he's been there. His F1 visa is still active. Can he come back to the U.S. on that F1 and just resume his studies?
How long has he been out?
4 months.
Yes.
All right, a friend of mine that is an immigrant got married to an American citizen, but the marriage didn't last for a year before they divorced. Please, when can she get married to another person?
The day after she's divorced.
Tony said...
Legally.
Right. Tony said, request for evidence. You currently hold a conditional lawful permanent status in the U.S., and you must abandon this status in order for USCIS to readjust as a lawful permanent resident. What does that mean, and what is this request for evidence?
You got a 2-year green card.
Yeah.
And apparently they never filed to remove the conditions of the 2-year green card.
Okay.
And then you remarried again.
Right.
And then you filed a new adjustment.
Right.
You can't adjust your stat. You can't adjust from green card to green card.
Got it.
You have to abandon your permanent residence, be denied before you go apply for a new one. And even though you didn't file to remove the conditions of your permanent residence, the government has to terminate your permanent residence before you can now adjust again. It's like, oh, I have a green card. Can I apply for a green card?
Right.
You understand? I think that's what they're talking about.
I could understand how that's counterintuitive, though,
Correct.
that you would have to cancel to redo.
Correct.
But yeah.
Right. All right, our last one for right now. Look.
Gotcha.
Peace out.
I'm
watching.
Peace. I'm watching. Our last one for right now is Ajesh saying, Brad, my uncle put in for me, my mom, and my dad on 2013. My priority date is 2013. I'm 18. Can the priority date is 2013?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm 18. I wanted to know how much longer we'll have to wait.
Who filed for this 18-year-old?
The uncle filed for this person and the mom and dad.
You're gonna wait. You're gonna wait beyond your 21st birthday. You're gonna have to figure out another way to get a green card. Because it's about another 4 or 5 years for mom.
Because it says I wanted to know how much longer we would have to wait until we got a green card. Will time run out?
Time's gonna run out for this kid.
Oh, no.
Yikes.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I hate this.
Yes.
I feel like that's so unfair. If someone gets filed for before.
Yeah. Well, meanwhile, Yonathan, we sent you out on the streets.
Did you?
We did. Do we send Yonathan out on the streets sometimes?
Frequently.
Frequently. And we sent him out on the streets this time to test New Yorkers' knowledge in another round of cliches around the world.
Ooh,
cliches
yes,
around the world.
this was fun.
Let's play along with Yonathan and test your knowledge of what popular sayings are from other countries.
Yo, what's good, Brad Squad? It's your boy Yonathan Elias out here in the streets of New York, and I'm here with a brand new game. I'm about to take you all around the world with some of the most widely used cliches from across the globe. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna use some of these cliches, translate them from different languages, and then ask some New Yorkers if they can guess what they mean. And I want you guys all to play along too. I'm gonna check the comments, okay? Now let's go. Now, you ready to play?
I'm ready! Woo! I'm ready!
Scream it out.
Ready!
First question, in French, they say to reset the clock to the right time. What does this mean? Is it A, starting fresh, B, spring forward, fall back, C, be on time, D, break up with your significant other?
Break up with your significant other.
This guy right here.
No, A.
Is it A, starting fresh, B, spring forward, fall back, C, be on time, or D, break up with your significant other?
I'm gonna go with A.
I was gonna go with A too.
Correct, you guys got it, all right.
Starting fresh.
There you go. Starting fresh with the first win. That's a W, you got that. To reset the clocks to the right time is a reference to realigning and starting over fresh. Number 2, in Taiwanese, they say, when the head goes through, the body will too. What does this mean? A, don't stick your head in small openings. B, if you start well, you'll end well. C, stay in school. Or D, don't start physical fights with people.
Stay in school.
When the head goes through, the body will too. Okay? This means don't stick your head in small openings. B, if you start well, you'll end well. C, stay in school. Or D, don't start physical fights with people. B?
B.
Good job, yes.
B? Yeah, I was gonna go B too, yeah.
Good job, all right. 2 for 2.
Seriously?
Yes.
Nice.
So if you start well by getting your head through that small opening, you will end well by getting your body through that opening. In Dutch, they say, they say, with hat in hand, one gets through all the land. What does this mean? A, if you own a hat, you'll be able to walk anywhere. B, seek adventure. C, politeness goes a long way. D, always accessorize.
I'd say B.
With hat in hand, one gets through all the land. What does this mean? If you own a hat, you'll be able to walk anywhere. B, seek adventure. C, politeness goes a long way. D, always accessorize.
B, I would say.
I would say C.
You got it. Politeness goes a long way.
Great, cool.
Yeah.
C. We're agreeing with C.
Look at them. Y'all are killing it. So it means politeness goes a long way. So the English equivalent is you catch more bees with honey than vinegar. Now number 4, in Turkish, the devil's feather describes someone who is what? A, handsome, B, charming, C, sarcastic, or D, hot, temperature-wise?
Charming.
The devil's feather describes someone who is what? A, handsome, B, charming, C, sarcastic, or D, hot, temperature-wise?
Oh, I kind of want to say the last one, but no. C.
So you say sarcastic, you say charming.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, you're right.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Say the charming one.
Oh my God! You guys are killing it.
It got a feather right there.
Yeah. Oh. My goodness.
You're hanging off the devil's feather right now.
Hey, look, cool him off. All right, the devil's feather is used to describe someone who is devilishly charming. For example, Yonathan is the devil's feather. 5, in Russian, a shoelace ironer is someone who does what? A, leaves dinner without paying. B, obsesses over wrinkles. C, snitches. Or D, pays close attention to detail.
D.
I would say D as well.
Good job, good job.
Hell yeah.
See, it works when you guys work together.
Yeah. I made eye contact with her. She knew what she was talking about.
Yeah.
I say B or D. It's a hard one. D?
My my gosh, this is a dynamic duo right here.
We got this. We got this. We're good.
So
We're good.
now you guys have to get 100% on this whole thing.
Yeah. No pressure. Yeah, no, this is fine.
A shoelace ironer is someone who does what? A, leaves dinner without paying. B, obsesses over wrinkles. C, snitches. Or D, pays close attention to detail.
Last one.
There you go. They pay close attention to detail. You a shoelace ironer. Who irons their shoelace? Okay, a shoelace ironer. It kind of makes sense what it means. It means someone who pays far too much attention to details. So in context, it's almost like, I see you iron your shoelace and polish your buttons. Brad is a shoelace ironer. All right, 6. In Arabic, they say the words, I wish built no house. What does this mean? A, always look on the bright side. B, hope isn't enough to get things accomplished. C, you need a strong foundation before starting anything. Or D, hire a contractor to build your house.
I think it's C.
C. But D's are pretty good advice.
Yeah, that's true. C.
Yeah. It's B, and you kind of got it. You kind of knew it. Hope isn't enough to get things accomplished.
We almost had
That we almost had it. All right.
Almost did.
Our streak is done.
And I saw you nod too.
Gut instinct. I was like,
the words I wish built no house. There's a much older English cliche that says hope is not a strategy, meaning you have to put in work to achieve your goals. So no wishing. Put in that work. In Chinese, a person who is blowing the cow is what? Get your mind out the gutter. A, rich. B, conceited. C, dumb. D, throwing a fit.
I'm gonna go with rich.
A person who is blowing the cow is what? Are they rich? Yeah.
I think it's the last one.
Throwing a fit?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you another chance.
Is it dumb?
Woo, another chance.
Oh,
A person who is, quote, blowing the cow is what? A, rich. B, conceited. C, dumb. Or D, throwing a fit.
B or D, I would say.
Okay, you're gonna have to pick one.
Can I pick both?
You cannot.
I'll pick whatever you don't pick. I'll pick D.
Wow.
I'm putting the final answer in.
Wow, I'm never playing cards with you. B.
Maybe you should because you just won. Blowing the cow, listen. Don't put too much thought into that. This means being full of yourself. I think you guys have heard the saying, blowing smoke up someone's butt. All right? Don't be full of yourself. All right, Brad Squad, there you have it. Another successful and fun game. I hope that you guys learned as much as I did. A lot of different phrases and their meanings from all over the world. This was actually really fun, and I hope that you guys actually played. I'm gonna hack to the studio. Actually be checking right now. All right.
Very good graphics there. I like that.
I know.
We're up in our game.
Awesome. All day long.
Yeah, all right. So we have speed round now. As Groundhog Sam said at the beginning of the show, get the cars out.
Where's he at? Since he was trying to take our
Yeah,
job.
taking your job away. Asking me pretzel questions.
And pimpa questions.
Oh, come on.
So,
He's trying to deport an American animal.
First of all, when they get engaged?
They never met.
Exactly.
They never met.
He said that was his fiance.
That's wishful thinking.
Misrepresentation.
Fake news there. Fake news.
Planning ahead.
Yes.
That's also known as fraud in immigration.
Yes, that's right.
And
All
annoying
right.
George.
We got 5 minutes on the clock.
Yep.
All right. How many
questions?
20.
All right.
Questions, Sam.
Silence in the studio, please. Jonathan, the last
ashy.
2 days, we didn't do it.
We're doing it
We did
tonight.
All right?
We did it.
Okay, and I told Kim no extra questions.
Yeah.
No what-if questions after we ask.
Right.
Okay? And no stumbling through the question.
Yeah.
And then maybe, if I don't screw up, we could do it.
We're doing it.
I will tell you, I messed us up yesterday because we had like 2 minutes left, and I thought that we had gotten to 50, and so I was gloating at 2 minutes, and then Jilly Bean and all our viewers were like, "You're only at 41," and that's the only reason that we did not get it. Yesterday was my fault. So we got to really.
Well, I'm a winner, and I like to win, so we're winning tonight.
All right, you ready?
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Renee Bryson says, my husband and I were not living together, but when we went to apply for the marriage certificate, we used his address because we thought it was for mailing purposes. Would that affect our adjustment of status? We live together now in our own house.
No, I wouldn't worry about it.
Halimo says, my husband charged SSI disability fraud in January 6, 2000. He was arrested 1 year and repaid all the money, but he wants to apply for citizenship. Do you think that he is eligible?
How much money was it?
Does not say.
If it was over 10,000, he's an ag felon. If it was less than 10,000, it could be a crime of moral turpitude. I would need to know more, but certainly don't file anything until you come in with your disposition.
Asghar Khan said that he came to the U.S. in 1991, overstayed. He's got 3 kids here who are all U.S. citizens. He left for Canada and tried to sneak back, got caught, was deported back to Pakistan. Now his 22-year-old daughter is filing an I-130 for him. They have an approval and a case number.
You can't come back to the United States after you were tried to re-enter after a prior deportation. He's stuck in Pakistan.
Bernard says, can my friend file for his spouse with the green card here in the U.S.?
Friend file for a spouse? His
Friend
husband can file for a spouse, yes.
With the green card?
No, with a green card, yes, but it would just be an I-130 to start.
DeForbes says, I'm from the Bahamas and I got my visa canceled. My fiance is an American. Seeing that we can't get married there, getting married in the Bahamas, we're getting married in the Bahamas. Can he still help me apply for my green card from here?
Of course.
A caterer says, what do I do if I made a mistake on the N400 application I
You go on
submitted?
the interview and tell about the mistake before you sit down and get sworn in.
Dalma said, so under this bill, dreamers won't get a green card. It would be citizenship right away.
That's what the newspaper says. I didn't read the bill.
Venice says, how long does it take for USCIS to respond to an N400 application? I know that it takes 9 months to a year, but I just want to know how long it takes to send a receipt. The reason I'm asking is because I'm a client of yours.
A couple weeks.
Deandra said, I'm currently visiting my boyfriend and we are talking about marriage. Is it wise for us to get married and file an adjustment, or should I return home and get married and then he files the I-130 while I wait in Jamaica?
Well, you can come and visit here and then change your mind after 90 days and get married here and you're with him.
Latoya wants to know, what's the difference between a DS-230 and a DS-260 form?
What DS-230 is the first packet 3 form you fill out. The DS-260 is what you bring to the U.S. Embassy.
Abwana says, my husband is a permanent green card holder, due citizenship in October. What forms do we need to start the process?
For his citizenship and then 400. For her, wait until the citizenship and then do an adjustment.
GT received my AP doc last week. It took 6 months. I'm still waiting on my employment-based EAD card, which was filed at National Benefits Service Center. Prior to my AP filing, when can I expect my EAD?
Within 6 months of filing the AP.
Curious Guy is wondering if there's any way to check if someone's U.S. citizenship is valid.
No.
Okay. Stack says, along with my lawful entry, do I need to prove a continuous residence in the U.S. to adjust status?
Who's filing for him?
That's it.
If you're married, no. I don't know what else you would be adjusting under.
Curious Guy also wants to know, why are InfoPass appointments not available in Southern California right now, and how do I schedule one?
You wait until they're scheduled. On that last question, the continuous residence is if you left the country and then came back without inspection, you can't adjust.
You can?
Cannot.
Cannot.
All right, so I assume that's what he was asking. I was trying to figure out what he was trying to ask.
Tiff says, is a SSN given while given while in a J1 program back in 2013 still valid for use when adjusting your status?
Yes.
Dre said, if your wife wants out of the marriage while you have your extension letter, how would it affect your paperwork if you've been married for 4 years?
You got to prove that it was a bona fide. You got to prove you're divorced and then prove it's a bona fide marriage when you got your green card.
JC says, for intro-country adoption for relative child, do we need an attorney and adoption agency or only attorney?
You better get one, an attorney.
Or only get an attorney.
You don't need an adoption agency, just get the attorney.
And our final question from Mr. Africa says, if I have a pending removal proceedings and I filed for VAWA, can I travel with a working permit and parole before my removal hearing proceedings?
I would not travel if you're in removal, because then you're self-deported.
Oh!
We got it! I told you! We got extra if you want.
Jelly Bean, can I get a confirmation from the studio, please? Yeah, we did! Woo!
I told you, baby, we don't lose over
45
here.
seconds left. Brad, we could have done it in 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
How? We couldn't.
Yeah, but well,
we could've
if we
done
did it before, I
faster.
wouldn't. I asked additional
I was
questions.
gonna say there was chit chat. All that chit chat we talked about not happening.
All right. Comments of the day.
Yes. Our very first one is from Sean. He says, "My immigration lawyer. I love Spar Bernstein. Thank you guys. My papers are on the way."
Oh, very good.
Very good.
Nice,
All right. I hope it all
nice.
works out.
All right, our second one comes from Tracy B saying, "Good evening, everyone. Hi, Brad. I started listening to your show recently. My cousin passed on the good news to me about you and your show. I enjoyed the show very much. Brad, you are the best."
Oh, thank you very much.
Nice.
Tracy. I like that.
Yes.
Yes.
Man, I'm loving these people today.
Yeah.
Our third of 4 whole comments. You guys have been amazing today. Our third comment of the day is First Lady Hewitt, who said, "Brad Bernstein, the immigration lawyer that really makes your American dream come true."
Oh,
very nice.
That's nice.
You know, every day I just get built up again. Makes me want to come do this again tomorrow.
Oh,
The first 12 hours of your day are just the world beating you down.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then
And then I come back.
2 hours will kill it all.
That's right. I'm like, I'm beat down to the ground, and then I just pop up like a tree again.
Well, for the last comment of the day, I think Angela says the same thing or feels the same thing as you, saying, "Ha ha ha, my son was like, Mommy, are you okay, Brad?" Brad, saying, "Brad, you really ease my stress. Thank God for this show."
Wow, thank you very
Yeah.
much.
She's laughing so hard her son's asking her if she's okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I'm glad I help. I'm glad I help all these people.
And you're funny.
And you do it too. And you do it too.
Oh, thanks.
And the people back there do it too.
Oh my
Yes.
God, yes.
Everybody does it. Thank you very much. Well, and by the way, when they say Brad, it's everybody here. Okay? Because Brad couldn't do it by himself.
It's the umbrella.
It's the umbrella, the whole team. The whole team, the whole crew, as we like to say.
Absolutely.
And I couldn't do it also without the squad.
That's right.
Because then we have nobody watching.
That's right.
So it's
Just be talking to
it's a
ourselves.
circle of life. It's a circle of life, right?
Yes.
It's a circle.
Circle of life. All right, we'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465.